Hola, soy yo, Vicky, otra vez. Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about Christmas traditions in Spain. Now, you may or may not know that the real official Christmas, if you like, in Spain is actually the 6th of January, the Epiphany. So the 25th of December, which a lot of us, well, certainly British people think of as Christmas, in Spain is not the big event of Christmas, but it is one of the many because there are lots. So what I'm going to talk about in this video today is what we do in Spain for the 25th of December and leading up to the 25th of December for what we think of as Christmas. I'll be doing other videos to talk about what happens at New Year and another video to talk about what happens at the King's, because we've got a long period of Christmas in front of us here in Spain. It goes on and on and on. But okay, so we're just talking about Christmas, if you like, the actual date supposedly of Jesus's birth, the 25th of December. Of course, in Spain, it's a Catholic country, so it has all the events surrounding Christmas and Easter and all those sort of festivities, heavily based on religion. Which I think is lovely, to be honest, because that is the real meaning of Christmas, whether you believe in, that it's real or not. Something obviously happened that sort of changed the world when Christianity began. So something happened, and the message, of course, of Christmas is nice, whether you believe in the actual religious side of it or not. So yeah, just wanted to make that clear that it's not, or it never used to be the big occasion in Spain, the 25th of December. I think over the years, certainly since I came to Spain in the 25 years that I've been in Spain, this has changed. I mean, when I first came here, you couldn't buy Christmas decorations. There was nothing really, leading up to the 25th. It was all around the 6th of January. But I think that has changed, and I think now Spanish children are lucky because they've got the 25th of December when Santa Claus or Papa Noel comes and brings them some presents, and then they've got the Kings as well. Now, just a little, so Papa Noel or Santa Claus, apparently, I mean, it's worth looking, you could look into it. I think the actual legend of Santa Claus originated in Alicante in Spain, which is nearby where I live here in Spain. So that's maybe something for another video. But all I want to talk about today is really what they do and the traditions that surround it. So a big tradition around Christmas time is the nativity scene, or the Belén de Navidad. At the end of this video, I will be going through some vocabulary as well that will help you around Christmas time. And these are little figures that you can buy anywhere, to make your own nativity scene at home. I mean, most pueblos, most towns, most cities will have their own nativity scene in the church square every year, which is unveiled sort of, to great ceremony. People go to see it. And I think it's added to every year, so it gets bigger and bigger, including the ones in people's houses. And what they do is each year they buy, a couple more figurines. You've got the Jesus and the Mary, obviously, and Joseph. And then gradually, I think each year, more figures are bought. And these nativity scenes are passed down through generations. So you can imagine, after it's been passed down for a few generations, they've got quite a substantial nativity scene in their basement or their spare room or wherever they manage to fit it. And they are lovely, I think, and the especially even in houses that I've been to see people's own nativity scenes, but especially in the church squares, and that they're more and more inventive every year, And the thing to look out for in the nativity scene is the cagane, which is a man, normally a man. I don't think it's ever a woman, but I could well be wrong in these times of political correctness, having a poo. Basically, having a poo somewhere in the scene, and people look out for it. It's like a Where's Wally sort of thing, see if you can find the Kagane, the person who's having a poo somewhere hidden in the nativity scene. Uh, no idea where that tradition started. Obviously, someone with a cheeky sense of humour, and it's just carried on over the years. So there you go. That's something to look out for when you go and look at your nativity scene in your local town. Yeah. Now the thing about Christmas as well is the actual Christmas Eve party, if you like. We tend to have it on Christmas Day, on the 25th. Not in Spain. In Spain, the big night is the 24th, the big family dinner. All the family gets together. I mean, literally, even if couples can be separated in this time because one will go to their family and another, that's how much of a family occasion it is. And this is a great, big, luxurious dinner that starts late. At 10 probably, and goes well on into the night. And traditionally, they eat well. They drink cava, they eat a lot of mariscos, a lot of shellfish, seafood, but hams, everything basically, anything they can eat, they will eat. And the traditional sweets of Navidad, we have our quality street and roses, etc. Not in Spain, they have turron, which is like a nougat. I never know how to pronounce nuggets or nougat, so I end up nougat. I end up with a mixture of the two. And there's all different flavours of it, like chocolate flavour, almond flavour, etc. The other things that they eat, similar traditional sweet things for Christmas, polvorones. These are like a powdery cake, like wrapped up like a sweet. It's very strange. Personally, none of these are to my taste. Some of the Turon, maybe the chocolate Turon is quite nice, but it's too sweet. And any other sweets made from marzipan. So these are the traditional Christmas sweets in Spain, where, similar to the way that we have Quality Street, etc. But that evening that everyone gets together for the great big family dinner, it will be interrupted at some point to go to what we call the midnight mass, which in Spain is called Misa del Gallo. And that literally means the mass of the cock. Please just don't, I mean a chicken. So the mass, the cock's mass, or the mass of the cock, a gallo is a cock, or a cockerel, perhaps I should say. Oh God, I'm getting into trouble here already. That's a tradition to go to that. So if they tend to carry on eating right into the early hours of the morning. So they'll probably break off from their sumptuous dinner to go off and just to their local church to the midnight mass or the Misa del Gallo, and then come back and carry on eating, I suppose. They have Christmas carols just as we do. That's a big tradition, singing Christmas carols, which in Spanish are called villancicos. Villancicos. And, personally, I love Christmas carols. They're so beautiful, aren't they? You don't get carol singers. Remember carol singers when I was young? We used to do it just to try and get a few bob for Christmas, but I don't expect we were very good. But of course, you do get very good carol singers going around. Does that still happen in the UK? I haven't lived in the UK for so long. I have to be honest, I don't even know if that's still a tradition now. But it was nice. It was lovely, standing there listening and giving them a few bob or some sweets or whatever it was for. Maybe it was, they were collecting for a church or a charity, or maybe it was just a group of children going around trying to, get some extra money for presents. But these nice traditions. I hope it still exists. So yeah, that's another tradition, and a big, very important tradition, which actually this year I haven't bought a ticket. I may be too late now. I may not buy one. Is El Gordo, the national lottery, the fat one or the big one, whichever way you look at it. And this is held, I think it's the 20th, is it on Christmas morning? Or is it the 22nd of December? Anyway, if you've never seen it, it's quite a sight to see, really. So there's children singing the numbers out as they take the numbers out for the lottery, and the tickets are quite expensive. They're maybe €15 for one ticket, or a quarter of a ticket. I mean, I don't really understand the mathematics of it because I'm not a mathematical person. But you buy your ticket, you've got a much higher chance of winning than you have of the sort of Euro Millions or any of those kind of lotteries. So yeah, El Gordo is a big Christmas tradition in Spain. People start buying tickets in November as soon as they're released. And the advert for El Gordo, every year there's a new advert comes out, and it's quite celebrated, a bit like the John Lewis advert, that sort of thing. So yeah, this is a big tradition in Spain. So what have we looked at? So we've got our Belén de Navidad, very important. Every year I think I'm going to start one. If I would have started one 25 years ago, it'd be massive by now. The Turón, polvorones, marzipan, the villancicos, the Misa del Gallo, El Gordo, and probably most importantly, I think for Spanish people, is this family meal that they have on the 24th. So they don't get together on the 25th like we do. And the 26th, of course, which for us is Boxing Day, it's just a normal day in Spain. They're all back to work because they don't celebrate Boxing Day. Yeah. Now we're going to look at some vocabulary. Let's have a look at some vocabulary, Spanish vocabulary for Christmas. So first of all, we've got the Christmas tree, which is el árbol de Navidad. And under the Christmas tree will be los regalos, the presents. And Christmas Eve, as I was saying, the big night for the Spanish families where they all get together for dinner. This in Spanish is called Noche Buena, good night. Which is nice, isn't it? We call it Christmas Eve, they call it Noche Buena, good night. And then the day itself, which in Spain really is nothing, is El Día de Navidad, 25th of December. Boxing Day, as I said, the 26th, doesn't exist in Spain. On your presents, you may have un mono, a bow. And around your house, you will probably have velas, candles, or decorations, los adornos. Hopefully up in the sky there will be stars, estrellas. La estrella is a star. And on your tree you might have tinsel, el oropel. On your door you may have a wreath, la corona, same name for a crown. A crown is a corona and it's also a wreath. Santa's little helpers, the elves, el elfo. And as I mentioned earlier, you might be singing Christmas carols, villancicos. And if you're lucky, coming to see you with lots of presents will be Father Christmas, Papa Noel, and he will be coming on his sleigh, el trineo. And the sleigh will be driven by los reinos, the reindeer, Rudolph right at the front there with the red nose. And then on that day will be born El Niño Jesús, the baby Jesus, El Niño Jesús. Now, not something that they eat in Spain at Christmas, but of course we do in the UK, which is the turkey, el pavo. And as we're eating, we may hear the bells chiming las campanas. Okay, well, I hope you found that interesting, useful. Maybe you'll want to take on some of those Spanish traditions. Certainly, I think the nativity, going to see the nativity scene is very atmospheric, and it's a nice atmosphere of Christmas around that. Let me know what you're doing for Christmas. Are you looking forward to it? You know, I know Christmas can be a very difficult time for a lot of people as well. It's not all fun for everyone. I know that from experience. But I hope sort of wherever you are and whoever you're spending it with, you enjoy it. And to me, the spirit of Christmas is peace and love, you know, more than the presents and all the hype. I hate all that hype of Christmas, but it's nice. There's always this warm feeling around at Christmas, and I think that's nice. If you're struggling for what to buy people for Christmas, don't forget you can always buy one of my books. They're all available on Amazon. So there's the Break the Language Barrier books to learn Spanish, levels 1 to 4. Level 5, nearly finished, coming out in January. There's the bilingual storybooks, which have a little story about dogs in Spanish and English, so you can compare the two. And of course, there's my Confessions of a Spanish Teacher, which is a story of how I came to Spain. But anyway, Feliz Navidad a todos. Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you so much to all your support, whether it's just a thumbs up on a video or share a video to someone else you know is trying to learn Spanish, or even just watching a video. I appreciate every little bit of support I get from each and every one of you. So, my next video will be very soon, will be about the new year. And hasta entonces, como siempre, te veo muy pronto en el próximo video y hasta entonces que tu Dios vaya contigo. Adiós.